What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me in my dreams. And when life gets challenging, I need a bank that's focused on what matters. Not to mention one that's been top rated by Forbes in trust, customer service, financial advice, and more. That's why when it comes to meeting my banking needs, it's always NBT. Learn more at nbtbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome and thanks for tuning in. This is Tom Hickey from 2020 Media, and you are listening to NBT Bank's On the Scene podcast, reaching over 250,000, that's 250,000 readers of West Hartford Magazine, Jewish Ledger, and weha.com. Live 24/7, 365, anywhere you find your podcasts, or go to weha.com or 20media20.com. Before we speak with our guests today, please join me in welcoming our co-host, Bob Carr. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Tom. Tom Hickey, along with myself, Coaching McCarty, and Ronnie Newton, is a founder and partner of weha.com. Tom brings to West Hartford the Connecticut Jewish Ledger, West Hartford Magazine, which is West Hartford's original lifestyle magazine, The Taste of West Hartford, The Best of West Hartford, which is coming up this September 28th, 2026. We've been finding people listening to these go back years, so I have to now tell people when this is going to be. So it's the 28th, as well as other fun events throughout the year. Post-production and distribution of our podcast is managed by Exvadio Media, a division of the Modern Observer Group. Today, our guests are Scott Miller, the new owner of Bartlett Brainard, and Cathy Davis, former owner of Bartlett Brainard. Welcome to both of you. Cathy was on our episode 28, so this might be episode 72. We don't always go in order, but this is probably episode 72, so it gives you an idea how many podcasts we've done. So first question is going to be thrown out to Cathy, and Bartlett Brainard, I remember from last time, was in your family. You purchased it from your family. What made you, what prompted you to sell at this particular time?
Well, I was looking at the 44 years that I'd been here and said, okay, things are changing. Technology's changing with the products that we sell and how we sell. Here we are with Zooms, etc. And I said, I really worry that I'm not going to be able to keep up with all this change. And I also was worried about my team. We have a really special team of people working here. They have a passion for this company almost as much as I do, which really touches my heart. And I said, all right, we can't look at this thing and say, oh, somehow it'll keep going even after I, can't walk anymore. So I said, well, let's let somebody else worry about going into that technology. Let somebody else give me their expertise. And I didn't want to sell to an equity firm because the team is so special and has such passion. So I really feel that it was divine intervention finding Scott or Scott finding me, however it worked, because of his he's an engineer. He's got so much experience and he has that passion. He has that passion that everybody else here has, which is great because, really, I don't have to tell you guys this, West Hartford's a special place and our customers are really special people. So it was time.
Oh, absolutely. It was funny, Cathy. I was thinking, Bob, when you were doing the introductions, and it was the first time I've ever heard anyone say it publicly, and you said former owner. I was like, ooh. There's a big.
But I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still plugging away.
That's good. Well, welcome, Scott. So
thank you, Tom.
I have to say that. Absolutely.
So Scott,
what drew you? Okay, Bob.
No, same. You probably the same question.
I was going to say, what drew you to Bartlett Brainard, or what drew you to Cathy, or how did, if you can say that in a simple way, how did all that take place?
Yeah. So in my past life, just before this was last year in July, I had finished up an opportunity for a private equity firm where I was the CEO of a water treatment equipment manufacturer just outside of San Francisco. And so lots of travel, lots of, stress, working for a private equity firm. And in last July, they I had turned the business around and they ended up selling the company and said, well, thank you. We don't need you anymore. Appreciate it. That's typical private equity. They're all about their money. So for me, they asked, and I had some other private equity folks saying, well, go find a $30 to $50 million company. We'll buy it and you can run it. And I thought, boy, that's a lot of pressure, a lot of energy, and it was far too big. So I took my passion for the business management part, running a business. I know I can build extraordinary cultures within teams. But I also have been building since I was 14 on a framing crew here in West Hartford. And I ended up building Steeplechase and the Long Estate up towards Bloomfield.
Oh, yeah.
And that started my career, and then I just continued to be a hobby builder. College, I've built or refurbished 8 homes all in my spare time while I was always working. So I wanted to marry the two. So I started looking around. I said, what's around small business wise? And then Cathy's business, Bartlett Brainard Products, popped up. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity. The serendipity, as Cathy mentioned, maybe it was in divine intervention. I just think good energy finds good energy.
Yeah.
And, this was a great opportunity for me to take a look. And when Cathy accepted my offer, I was ecstatic. It was something for me I went from being bored and retired to just exuberant and enthusiastic. And, I got so excited. Even my family around me thought this is such a fantastic change. So, finding Cathy, meeting her and the team, it's just been an extraordinary 5 months. And I was telling my neighbor last night, I am probably the happiest I've been as, the leader of this team. I don't want to say owner because I don't own the team, but I'm just kind of the captain, the coach, the person that's leading the team. So for me, I'm just grateful that Cathy chose me, and every day I'm going to make her proud.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, my goodness. We're not going to, but we could end it right there.
That's exactly right. So Scott, Cathy mentioned new technologies. So what are the new technologies that are out there in the building trades, and how do you implement those?
Yeah. So I think, what Cathy's done for the past 44 years, and she's super organized, and, and I kind of make the joke, well, there was the orange copy for this, the green copy for that, the blue copy for this, the purple copy that covered the contract here in the file folder that was here, that was in this file cabinet. And so, most of it is paper. And for me, as Cathy knows, paper is kind of the thing that I don't want. I don't want clutter on my desk. So we're moving the organization that she has into a more organized electronic space. So whether that's SharePoint or any of the other Microsoft apps, but we also have apps that help us estimate projects or manage who our customers are, our CRM. So there's a lot of good data entry that Cathy started. I'm just integrating in and trying to eliminate as much of the paper as possible as we move forward. And then from there, there's just vertical integration opportunities. It's, as we build decks, the industry is moving away from poured concrete piles. And we're installing helical posts now. That might be an opportunity to acquire a company and or bring that technology in-house. I've just recently purchased a drone, so we're going to start, we'll get somebody with our pilot's license that will do home inspections via drone. I know that's a great thing. So if somebody's got a roof issue, well, we would just take the drone right up and check out the roof versus putting somebody up on the roof at risk. There's other opportunities to create more efficiency within our processes and make it safer for our team. That's the key. I want everybody to be safe, to work safe, not put them at risk for reasons that don't actually you need to be put at risk. So I think those are some of the real points right now. And then we're going to grow our team as we need to grow our team. It's I've already hired a new carpenter, started a couple weeks ago. Younger guy, he's great. He's being mentored by some of our lead carpenters. And we're gonna hire a new salesperson to Cathy to mentor, and just trying to grow and organically as we need to. But still want to be able to provide that same service to our customers so that if they call here and they have an issue, we're right on it. And hopefully, our customers see that.
Yeah.
Very few issues because of the quality of the work we do, but when there is an issue, we jump right on it.
When there's an issue, if someone calls or reaches out or contacts you guys, and you say you forget, or Cathy's paperwork you didn't have it, or whatever it was, and you get to this house and you realize, oh my goodness, we didn't do this job. What do you do? I mean, I know many people walk away, whatever, but.
Yeah. So when somebody calls here at Bartlett Brainard Products, you're going to get somebody to answer the phone. And most often it's Sheila. And Sheila is probably the brightest ray of sunshine and the person that is going to make you feel like even if you had a problem, it's really not that big a problem, right? Sheila just is a positive person that it really engages with folks, but she's also the backbone of our company. So she will take an address, find out what is going on. We'll review through our CRM to see if we actually have a project, because that's all electronic. We'll look at the house via Google. We'll do all the research that we can. We'll pull permits. Find out if somebody pulled a permit in the past. We're going to do that data search within minutes of that person calling. And then we'll get back to them, whether it's we did it or somebody else did it. We'll try to figure out what's the best solution for their problem. If it's a roof done by a competitor or something done by a competitor, it's hard for us to go out and touch it, because at that point we may own somebody else's problem. So that's, we try to avoid that, but we try to help as best we can. And if there's something that's truly that we can fix pretty quickly, we'll take care of that. If it's a project that we've done, we're right on it. If it's been recent and within the past few years, we'll fix it. If it's 25 years ago and, we'll offer to fix it. It may be a small service fee, but, or a replacement, but we're not going to try to hard sell to replace a roof if it's been 15 years and there's a leak. We'll fix it versus telling them that they need a new roof.
Exactly.
Weha.com, West Hartford's best news source. Weha.com covers West Hartford and only West Hartford. Find us and subscribe to the Weha.com newsletter for free. Log on to we-ha.com. That's we-ha.com. We have it all in West Hartford.
So Cathy or Scott, would you please just share with our listeners how they reach you guys? Is it by phone, social media, website, all of the above? What is it?
Well, you're going to get most people phone call the old fashioned way. They call because, they're on a mission, right? They have a problem, whether they want something new or they have a problem with something old. They're on a mission. Today, I've got a list of things I got to get done. So they mostly call. Quite a few people do go through the website and will inquire that way. So we've got that going on. Email, a lot of them have our email, and we'll just reach out and say, this is what I want, or this is what my problem is. So there's so many different ways to reach us. I think that you're going to find, though, when you talk to people, they really are getting back to the whole old-fashioned pick up a phone, talk to somebody, and not get a bot or, or a virtual assistant. I mean, nothing's more maddening for me. So when you get Sheila, she gets right down to business with you, helps you try to figure it out. That's how most people are doing, but you do have all those things. Social media, I go on social media, the West Hartford Neighbors and Friends, and I try to help people with their problems. If I happen to see, like, what do I do if I have X, Y, or Z, I'll try to help them on social media, or just tell them to give me a call and we can talk through it, if there's something I can help them do themselves.
So what's the phone for Cathy if they want to reach out to you?
Sure, they can give us a call at 860-233-4673. 4475. Monday through Friday, someone's here from 8 to 4, a live person's answering, and you're not leaving a message.
That's hello, Sheila, right? Yes.
Yes, hello,
Right.
Sheila.
And then to get to Sheila, it's admin@bartlettbrainard.com.
Yes.
And am I too early in mentioning? Did we update the website? Did you guys update the website? Yeah.
The website is brand new, and we're updating it. A website is a work in progress. It's a continuous, lifelong journey to try to keep that up to date. So it's an ever living document that we're going to continue to update. But yes, all of the new updates have been completed and are now live and available.
Okay.
That's at www.bartlettbrainard.com.
Excellent. Wonderful. And there will be, I just got to get a little selfish plug in there, since the Best of West Hartford voting starts mid-August and goes until the end of August. There will be a direct link on that website to Bartlett Brainard.
Correct.
Not only will you
Great.
be able to vote for them, but you'll be able to inquire or look up anything you want while you're there.
Vice versa, Tom. And vice versa, Tom.
Yes, absolutely.
So one of the things that we had discussed prior to coming on the air was Scott's desire to help out some local nonprofits through Bartlett Brainard. So before we get to that specifically, what are the products that Bartlett Brainard, is known for?
Great question.
Yeah,
Didn't assume everything.
great question.
Right?
So we're a home improvement contractor focusing on the exterior of a home. Everything that's going to keep your family dry, warm, and comfortable. So that starts with a roof. We do gutters. We'll do trim, upgrades, siding, windows, replacing windows, new windows, entry doors, storm doors. For outside, we do decks of composite decks of various sizes. We'll put a portico over your front door. It's things that are mainly exterior to the home.
Right. And Scott, one of the things I was just thinking of too, we're talking very sort of greater West Hartford, centric. What are you, all statewide? Is it all of Connecticut? Is it, what region are you, do you cover?
Yeah, great question. So I would say 70% of our business is West Hartford. Outside of there, we do a lot of Weathersfield. We do a bunch of Hartford projects. Farmington, Avon, Simsbury, Southington we get down to, or as far east as South Windsor. And so I think that's mainly where 99% of our business is. However, we do have some really fantastic folks and customers within this area that I'm going down to look at a project in Westbrook and in New London, people that have second homes. So we can support those projects down there as well. Although it's not our major part of our business, the customers that have been with us for a while, we will 100% go down there and support them. So that's something that we may move into that area in the future, but it depends on who the customer is and how many projects that we do get down there. But for right now, I'm really just focused on this area, maintaining our market share and really delivering the high quality craftsmanship that we do at a reasonable price.
Excellent. Wonderful.
So again, you earlier mentioned that you wanted to chat about your offer to nonprofits. So how did that come about, and what is it you'd like to do?
Yeah, great. Thanks for asking, Bob. So in a previous life, I worked for an engineering and construction company in Plainville. It was an employee-owned company, and every October we would perform a community service project, a way to give back to the community. So if it was residing a garage for a girl's home there, or in building raised beds for a group home that had mobility issues, or we did a gazebo, or built a garage for the Plainville Food Pantry. Those were the things that we would do as an organization. And so we were a much bigger organization there and had, as many as 50 to 60 volunteers coming out for Saturday to do that work. we're not as big a company. We only have 10, 11 employees right now. So I want to continue that tradition and give back to the community here in West Hartford. Is if there's a not-for-profit that say they need to put a new accessibility ramp into a building, or want to plant some trees or some bushes, or something that we can do that maybe they don't have a budget for in their budget for this year. Is there something that we can do? So I'm asking if you know of any not-for-profits that have some interest in something that a team of 10 to 15 people can finish in a day. We would love to get those nominations. We'll evaluate the projects, so we'll choose one, and I want to try to get that done here in October. So not a whole lot of time to get through picking and choosing, but something that I'd like to put out there, and then I'd like to do this annually. So whether it's not this year, maybe next year, then we'll look at the same projects if they haven't been completed already. So that's kind of what I want to get out there. West Hartford, Farmington, this is where I grew up. My grandparents lived in West Hartford, right off of Mayflower Street. My maternal grandparents lived in Farmington, right on Robin Road. And I was thinking about it for this podcast. I was in this area for 20 years of my life that, really was formative. I really appreciated my grandparents and what they chose to share with me in this area. And so, I look back and I go, hey, I remember that. Or, hey, I remember going there. Elmwood Pizza, we used to get grinders there all the time. And it's still here, right around the corner from us. So,
it's
and
funny.
I still go there for a grinder.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, Scott, because just last night I was talking to my brother, about us doing this podcast. And he said, oh, well, you remember that Bartlett and Brainard sided Mom and Dad's house. So when let's not age ourselves here, but date ourselves. But that was a very long time ago, and to be honest with you, I forgot, and I said, well, wait a minute. Yes. And then they took my screened in porch when I moved, onto Rockledge, and they converted it into a 3-season, room for us and stuff. So you're right. I mean, you forget how long and how many, right, years and decades and generations this has been going on, but that's why we're talking. That's what this is all about. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Bob, I need to ask everybody now before we run out of time, just to one more time, you guys, if you wouldn't mind, repeat your phone number and your contact information, just so that anybody listening might have it. Now, if not, they can always just go back to weha.com or however they listen to their podcasts and get all this wonderful information. But just in case.
Yeah. So great, Tom. Thanks for, again, the opportunity. It's been fantastic having this conversation. To reach Cathy, myself, or Sheila, our phone number here is 860-233-4475. And to reach Sheila, so she is the center hub and the backbone of our organization. It's admin@bartlettbrainard.com.
And Bob, if you don't mind, I'm just going to remind everybody, selfishly, another little plug, to vote for Bartlett and Brainard, because you are retaining a title for how many years, Cathy? 11?
Yes, 11. So we're going for 12. Yes, yes, very exciting.
Yeah, so we want to keep that going. And again, that's August 14th through August 31st for that voting. And before I forget, we need to acknowledge and thank our presenting sponsor, NBT Bank, because as we've been talking about small business, there would be no podcast if it wasn't for NBT Bank. So we thank them for their support and their sponsorship. Please remember to listen to us on any way that you listen to your podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, or even YouTube, or go to weha.com, 20media20.com. In the meantime, be safe and be well, and we'll see you next time on The Scene.
What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me in my dreams. And when life gets challenging, I need a bank that's focused on what matters. Not to mention one that's been top rated by Forbes in trust, customer service, financial advice, and more. That's why when it comes to meeting my banking needs, it's always NBT. Learn more at nbtbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.